True. Oh, what? Is it time for the top medical news and the health headlines? Let's do this. Alright, since it's Friday, I'll start you off with a list. U.S. News & World Report has released their annual report on the best hospitals in the nation. Almost every hospital in the United States was considered, with 4,852 being analyzed and put through the criterion. Only 152 made the cut, with 14 being hailed as a super elite honor roll. Alright, and rounding out the top 5, number 5, UCLA Medical Center. Number 4, Cleveland Clinic. Number 3, Massachusetts General Hospital. Number 2, Mayo Clinic. And number 1, Johns Hopkins Hospital. Alright, and heading over to the Paging Dr. Gupta blog, it is being reported that an FDA advisory panel voted Thursday to recommend the rejection of Quenexa, a new diet drug that is a combination of 2 older medications. If you remember, a few days ago we were talking about this, Quenexa, and 2 other weight loss drugs that were up for approval by the FDA, and it looks like Quenexa did not make the rounds. The vote was 10-6, with members apparently most concerned about the rate of cognitive and psychiatric side effects. Quenexa is part of a wave of new diet drugs. At least 2 others, Locuricin and Contrave, are scheduled to go before the FDA panel by the end of this year, so we'll see if those 2 make final consideration. And heading over to MSNBC.com, they're reporting that women who suffered a stillbirth during their first pregnancy are more likely than other women to lose their second pregnancy as well. This is all according to a study which examined births among all Scottish women who had their first and second pregnancies between 1981 and 2005. The study found that those who had a stillbirth with their first were twice as likely to suffer a stillbirth with the second. Among women with a previous stillbirth, 2% had another with the second pregnancy, the study found. That compared with 0.4% among women who had a previous live birth with their first pregnancy. And heading over to Yahoo News via the Associated Press, they're reporting that the federal health scientists said Friday that follow-up studies of a Roche breast cancer drug show it failed to slow tumor growth to extend patient lives. And this opens the door for a potential withdrawal in that indication. The Food and Drug Administration approved Roche's blockbuster Avastin in 2008 based on early-stage trials showing it shrank tumors caused by breast cancer. The approval was controversial because drugs for cancer patients who have never been treated before must usually show evidence they extend lives. The FDA granted the drug accelerated approval on the condition that later studies would show survival benefit. But in briefing documents posted online, FDA reviewers said 2 follow-up studies recently submitted by Roche failed to show that Avastin significantly extended lives compared to chemotherapy alone. Now this opens up the door for the FDA to option to remove the drug's approval for breast cancer, but it should be noted that Avastin is also approved for colon, lung, kidney, and brain cancer treatment. And the drug was Roche's top-selling cancer treatment last year with global sales of $5.9 billion. And this final story is for all of you that are thinking about taking off an hour early from work today to catch happy hour. WebMD.com is reporting that just one drink, whether beer, wine, or hard liquor, may double your risk of stroke in the hour after your cocktail hour, according to a new study in Stroke. A few hours later, however, your risk seems to return to its previous level. Numerous studies have shown that moderate alcohol consumption, no more than 2 drinks per day for men and 1 drink per day for women, may provide some important health benefits, including lower risk for heart disease and stroke. To keep moderate drinking in perspective, a drink is defined as 1 12-ounce beer, 4 ounces of wine, 1.5 ounces of 80 proof spirits, or 1 ounce of 100 proof spirits. Scientists on the new research aren't sure why this happens, but they do say that there's a small transient increase in risk of stroke after 1 drink, but it goes away over 24 hours. And since the new findings aren't very well understood, this opens up the door to evaluate the phenomenon more closely. Alright, those are your top medical and health news headlines for today. As always, check out www.mditv.com for all the latest in medical and health news and information.